Hello there, this is GenXPCGamerGuy, and welcome to my video about building a custom gaming desktop computer for a friend. Part 2. Alright, I'm going to turn on the machine. Now, we're going to boot into the BIOS and check if there are any updates for the BIOS. I'm not sure this particular motherboard. I have older generations of this motherboard, whether or not the BIOS is updatable as easy as before. But I'm also checking to see if the drives have been erased or not, because I think one of them I used on a prior machine, and I am just going to erase it. And checking over certain settings. Looks good. Now, the BIOS looks like it's only updatable from a flash at this point. I had connected the network cable into the motherboard and nothing happened. So you actually have to use a storage device of some sort. And I'm pretty much giving up at this point. At least I'm probably looking up what's going on right now. Yep, I was looking it up. So I'm going to reformat the drives again, because I think a prior attempt had booted into it. Okay, it restarts after that reboot, after the cleaning of the drive. And we're back into the BIOS. And we're going to try the flash update utility again. One second. All right. We're looking it over. So I'm going to see if a flash drive shows up into the BIOS for updates. Looks like the flash drive will work. Check again. It showed up. There's nothing on it to use. So there's a reset button to reset the flash if needed, but that's what I'm trying to do here. Doesn't do anything, doesn't change anything. But the flash drive does show up, so in the past I would just download an update to the BIOS and put it on here. So at this moment, I'm gonna exit out of this, turn off the machine, and just go straight to installing Windows 10. So in the past, if the network cable was installed, the flash might, there might be an option to go in and download automatically the BIOS update. There wasn't, so that confirms that. So now Windows 10, this is another kind of flash drive. So I'm just looking over the instructions really quickly, and we'll pull out the flash drive. Take off the tape that was covering the one end, put it into the slot in the motherboard, like so, if I did it the right way. There we go. Make sure it's in all the way. And tap 2. There we go. Now turn on the machine. Just looking over the SATA drives. There shouldn't be any since we're using the SSDs. So the 3 SSDs show up. They look okay. And I made sure they're all on auto settings. Now we're going to set the boot option. So we're going to exit in a second. So here we go. Windows 10 setup. 64-bit, of course. I don't know why 32 would be needed right now. So select it. It's loading files off that USB flash drive. And we'll fast forward through this. You would think on a USB flash drive it would be even faster, but it's as fast as possible at the moment. I think this is a USB 3 port. Okay, now start Windows normally. Don't need safe mode at this point. Okay, we'll pick our language. Next, everything seems okay. Install now. It wants the licensing key. I'm going to cover the screen. Better safe than sorry. I'm going to verify that the card and the screen agree. Looks close enough. Okay, that's over with. So we get the read these things and then agree. We're going to do a full install. So we're not going to pick the option that overwrites an existing Windows install. One of the SSDs may have had a Windows install, but that's not the one I wanted. I wanted the brand new, really fast 500, and that's what I'm selecting here. I'm selecting the one that is the fastest. It may have the least amount of space, 500 gigs, but I'm only planning to put that as the C drive, and my friend who I'm building this for should use the other 2 drives for game files or whatever else. I think he also has an existing drive on a machine we're going to install on here just to transfer stuff. So at the moment I'm selecting the SSD that is the smallest, but I know it's the fastest. So again, it has to load Windows files onto the SSD, or what you might in the past call the hard drive, so I'll just say drive. And time will pass, hopefully quickly. Alright, we're getting closer to the end. I'm just skipping over, percentages. 98%. It says 100%. Getting ready for installation. That's what the next step said. Percentages are moving much quicker. It was moving more quicker. It's done. Good. Installing updates. That was quick. Maybe the network isn't up. Maybe that's why I had problems with the BIOS. It's booting up. I don't know if anybody watching this has installed Windows before, but sorry for the shaky screen there. There's a whole bunch of questions you've got to ask or answer when Windows first boots up. Most of them, if you were smart, you don't let them install much or give away your location or things like that. That's all an option that you can do later if you really need it. So, define your region, keyboard layout. No, I don't want to add a second keyboard. Let's connect you to a network. So obviously the network isn't working. I'll probably end up skipping this. Just giving it a little time to try to see if it can diagnose. At this point, I'm reconnecting the network cable a couple times. There's actually 2 NIC cards on the motherboard. I will try both of them. Doesn't look like it's taking. Not worried. It happens. This is a newish motherboard, so maybe the install of Windows 10 doesn't have anything to cover the network interface. Doesn't seem to be working, so skip it. Yada yada, continue. So it's going to try to a network again. Good luck, but we'll skip that. Yep. So let's just put the name of my friend. Super memorable password. That's memorable. Just kidding, of course. #02. I know you people out there would try #01. And they think I'm joking. Of course, the first one didn't take. Can't even remember my own password, apparently. Confirm my password. If you don't first succeed, try again. Oh, it didn't like it. Oh, yeah. This keyboard I will have to replace. I think it's got a bad E key. Don't remember why I kept it. That's why you keep seeing this. Remember, if you're installing with a keyboard, that it's a actual working keyboard. And a different keyboard. There we go. Now we're good to move forward. So security questions, I'm going to block which ones I picked. What street did my first dog live at? That's probably what it was. Yeah, most of this stuff is a no. Big Brother already knows enough. Location, no. Diagnostic data, yeah, I can tolerate that. Hi! We're getting everything ready for you. Well, I would assume so. This might take several minutes. I hope not. This process could be long and tedious. Don't turn off your PC. Yeah, actually don't. Bad things might happen. This might take several minutes. I don't literally need to see every minute. Almost there. All right. So there is the motherboard disk that came with the motherboard, obviously. It contains drivers and tools that will help set up the computer. Now, the network connection, trying to reconnect to the internet. Let's finish setting up. Okay. Signing in with Microsoft. So we're changing display settings. It's harder to see certain things. I'm not sure what the settings are on this monitor, so I gotta play a little bit. This isn't the final monitor, this is just my build monitor. I'll eventually find one that... All right. And now we're looking at updating Windows. So this is the standard Windows update screen you see. You just let it go. And this will take forever. Yeah, I have good network speed. Yeah, this sort of thing takes a lot of reboots, so this, I assume that I'm going to skip through this in post. And there's my first restart, reboot. All right, I've skipped to nearly 90%. Shouldn't be much longer here. There we go. All right, the first clean start of Windows. All right, we are getting into the machine now in a second. Logging in, checking for updates again. There are more. This batch should be quicker. Yep. All right, gotta log in again. It's telling me to download some sort of app. Not yet. All right, we're up to date. Looks like it. So now we're going to start the motherboard, drivers, and tool installs. I don't have a built-in CD-ROM, so I'll have to use a portable. Here's the portable drive. Going to plug it into a USB port. Open up the drive, put the disk in, and start installation. Got to go to the CD-ROM drive. There it is. Just got to find the right tool. Startup menu. There we go. Advertising for Chrome. No, no thank you. I don't need everything. Just the stuff that makes sense. Actually, the CD-ROM player dropped. I had to restart. That should be a blooper. All right, round two. Same thing. Pick the ones I need and let it go. And of course, yeah, we're speeding this up. This might take several rounds. It's telling me as it goes what's installing. Progress bars rarely make sense. Look, it just jumped. Less than a minute. Could mean longer than a minute, depending on who made the progress bar. There we go. You can actually check and see what the status is. 97%. We can do 100. Yay, now to restart. Into the BIOS. Save the changes. Just in case there were any. About 15 minutes later by the clock. Logging in. Now we're going to install the video drivers. So bring up, well, this came with Microsoft Edge. My friends can install any browser he wants. We'll just stick with Microsoft Edge for the purposes of getting the drivers. Looking for the particular driver. And when I put the second card in, this driver will cover them both, so no big deal. Progress bar, bottom left. It's asking for permission. Now it's installing. And yes, custom. Even though there's no drivers, do a clean installation. Installing the graphics driver. It should be pretty quick because this is a brand new machine. There's not much on it. The screen went dark. That must mean it's trying to see what it's got. Yep, doing it again. Yep, we're good to go. Reboot. Should be relatively quick. Yep, logging in. I had to get my friend's account for GE experience. Log it up. And check to see the drivers again. I already installed the latest and greatest. We can quit this. It's all good. Yeah, put the drink down. Gonna check on the ASUS motherboard drivers and tools, see which were missed. So apparently the first round didn't get them all. I don't remember why. This should go quick. I skipped it. Let's log in. This is a particular tool. I don't remember which. Changing the date and time to East Coast. That's where myself and my friend are. The tool, oh, okay. When it booted back up, the tools continued to load. That's what was going on. I'll be building another machine soon for an ESXi server. I like running VMware. It's free. I mean, you just don't get all the bells and whistles. So you can run Linux boxes, Windows boxes. I run Minecraft servers. Well, I like this case. I'm going to probably use another case just like it or the same exact model. All right, we log back in. This is one of the tools. Game first, so it's asking for permission to install some stuff, some settings. Common sense stuff. Lots of restarting when we do this. Okay, so we're done with the disk, putting that away. Cleaning up a little bit. The BIOS. There's 3 drives still. Yep, it doesn't have... I was checking to see if the network connection gave me an option to install BIOS updates. It didn't. That must be a change because the prior model of this motherboard, yeah, you can go right in there and click on, you know, DHCP and do an update. So, yep, looks like the tools are working. If you don't like them, you can uninstall them, but I install them just to see what they're like. Now I'm formatting the last 2 remaining SSD drives. So Windows was installed on C drive, then I'm going to do D and E drive here. I use the whole drive. Why break it up any further? Just let it take the letter, let it dedicate all the space. There we go. Should be quick. SSDs are, these kinds of SSDs are the fastest way to do this. So there's one. New volume down there in the right corner, D drive. We're doing it again. Now this is the E drive. Same deal. Bottom right corner, there's your new E drive. So we're just going to verify now that the drive, after a reboot, that everything looks clean and the drives came up after the reboot. So here we go. Log it in. Just checking the manual for something. There are the 3 drives. Should be the end of the video. So end of part 2. Part 3, I'll install the remaining video cards and other miscellaneous things like attaching the rest of the case fans and things of that nature. Thank you, and catch you later.